Hey, what's up, guys? Jumping into this video, I'm gonna give you some tips for racing, and we're gonna talk about racing in general in this video. I wanted to do something different, something cool, and you know, I'm gonna talk to you guys about the three. You guys gonna see three races in this video, and one of them, it's not exciting as the other two, but I'm gonna start you guys off with. I'll give you a couple tips for racing. You want a car that's light, you want a car that's fast, and you want a car that has grip. And in my opinion, one currently there's one supercar that fits the bill. And most of you are like, John, the Desert 8, the Emirates. The Desert 8, yeah, it's fast. It has good top speed, good acceleration, and some say it's the best. Well, I kind of disagree. You know why? Because I tried that that Desiree in races, and I put it up to the pace, and for my standards, it did not. It flunked in one part. It flunked on one part. Can you guys guess where it flunked? I'll wait for you guys. Well, it flunked in grip. Grip. The Desiree it's quick. I'm not saying no. It's fast. It's top speed. It's agile. But grip. It failed on grip. It doesn't have that grip that I'm looking for when I consider myself a new car. For the longest time, you know, I used the Wagner for racing, and to this day, I consider the Wagner one of the better cars. But now let's move on to subject number two, the Emirates. The Emirates is like the Kruger. It's fast and has pretty good grip, and it has really good acceleration. And if you know what you're doing on two of those cars, the Desiree or the Emirates, you're gonna win. But there's one car that beats them all above the rest. That I think, in my opinion, I think it's the best because it has the best of both worlds. And I'm gonna tell you why grip, or why being light, a light vehicle and grip can, be helpful. And that vehicle is a Kruger. And why the Kruger, you say, huh? Because it's light, has grip, it's fast, it has good acceleration. Um, and you're like, what? What's with light or so and so? Over the last 7 years that I've been playing this game, I learned that a heavy car takes a while for for it to get going, for it to like take off the line. And if you spin out, let's say you're in first, and some idiot comes right behind you and you spins you out, um, you're not gonna catch them. If you're in a heavy car, because that extra torque needs to get the tires going, and that move more the more the more engine produces or whatever, it's gonna get that big old hunk of brick going. And this is why you need a light in a car that's fast, has grip, good handling, good top speed and acceleration. One, because if it's light, you're gonna be able. If somebody spins you out, you're gonna be able to catch them right away because your car does not have that extra weight to get going. Like, as you guys saw here, lightness can actually turn into speed, because I use the lightness of my Kruger to convert it into speed. And how you convert it into speed? Well, you take the corners. You take the corners, or take the lines in the corners as best as you can, and it's gonna as light look. Yeah, at first glance you're like, oh well, it's as you guys saw here. I spawned. I spawned. They spawned me in the front of the pack, and look at just because I'm an experienced driver, and I was able to pull away from them. Um, and as you guys, like, I'm telling you, like, if you guys at first you guys gonna be like, oh my god, this handles like a balloon, but once you get used to it, trust me, there's not a race you're gonna lose if you follow half of my tips. The other half of my tips are gonna be whatever tips you can find. And in the next video, we're gonna cover spinning out, or how to counter a spin out, or stuff like that. But in this video, we're gonna talk about how can you improve your racing in general with simple tricks. Like I said, first practice a circuit that you like. Practice by yourself, and know it like you know the back of your hand. And you can use that knowledge, like right here. I used to crash into those barricades, as you guys saw. I passed. I used to crash into those, and I didn't know what lines to take. I didn't know what lines. It was all when this track came out. This was new to me. So if there's a competition, like if I'm playing with actual good players, or I have a good lobby that they know what they're doing, I use some of the some of the places here in the track to pass them, you know. And you guys could, if you guys want me to show you what spots are good to pass in certain tracks, let me know down in the comments if you want to see a video similar, and I'll get one of my friends to help me, demonstrate. And as you guys can see here, I ended up finishing first in this race just because I had the upper advantage. And you're like, John, but they spawn you what you call it, in first place, and you had the Kruger. Trust me, I seen a lot of people use the Kruger, and a lot of people don't know how to use the Kruger properly. If you master the Kruger, you're gonna be unstoppable, because it's only a couple split seconds faster than the Emirates, and it's a little bit lighter too. The only reason why I consider the Emirates a really good car, but the only thing that's keeping me away from racing, making it to my racing car list, is that weight. It feels when I drove it, it feels like so stiff. Like, you can't really. It feels like you're afraid to turn in that thing. Don't get me wrong, it's fast. It's good looking, and I know it's based on the new McLaren. But I just don't like how it feels, like the weight. It feels so stiff, and the Kruger is the contrary. It's almost the same thing. And it's so light at the same time. And I'm gonna give you guys a really good tip right now. I'm gonna give you guys a really good tip. If you want the extra grip, and you guys are gonna be like, oh, what are you talking about? For racing, if you want a racing supercar that you just mainly want to use for racing, and you want to get the best out of it, I suggest you buy them a set of off-roading tires, just because the off-roading tires gives gives the stats or your car a little bit more grip. And every single car, every racing car that I have off-roading tires for them. And then, as you guys can see here in this other race, they ended up, fourth and third or whatever. And I'll show you guys some guy who were in my lobby, in this current lobby that I'm in, or whatever. Everybody had left at this point, and as this is coming up, I'll show you guys in a little bit. This was coming up, and just because he could not spin me out, he left the lobby. Like he literally left the lobby. You guys can see here, you know, in a little bit. But yeah, like you mainly to know to get some, you know, I suggest if you were looking into becoming a racer, like an actual legit racer, because I have like over 700 and something wins under my belt, and only a dozen 400 losses or something like that. Um, my you're like, oh, John, I know players who have more wins than you, or a lot more wins than you, or whatever. But you have to consider: are they actually, can they stack up? Like, they do they no, because I picked up all these tricks over the last year, over the last 7 years or so, and I learned to use what tricks to work on which or track. What other tricks? Because there's a old trick that a lot of people used to do or pull on me, and when I'm racing with a lot of people and they are bugging me and they're bumping me, and I mean they're not necessarily spinning me out, but they're bumping me. I pulled in front of them and I give them a little bit of my slipstream, and then pull out of it, and then that makes them get an extra little bit of boost and fly off into the wall. You know, but that only works if you know how to when to time it. Because most of the time they do that on me, and I know how to counter it. You know, but as you guys can see here, some guy left and he was trying to rejoin the lobby or whatever, but then he ended up starting the session, and he left. Like, as you guys see here, he turned off custom cars, so we were racing just by stock cars. And I I don't know. For me, I kind of miss those good old days where I logged into GT Online and I started a racing lobby with my friends, and we ended up joining some crazy ass lobby, and there were like, yeah, there were some trollers, people spinning us out left and right, but in the end of the day, they were good. And, and you know, like you guys like, oh, John, but I seen people win or so and so. Oh, I mean, yeah, you see people win, but nowadays it's not as fun as it used to be, because they're either teaming up with friends. Because the other day I was racing I was in the racing lobby, and this guy started to spin me out, and I recovered. I managed to get back up to the second spot before the what should we call it, the race ended, and and then there was another guy in a red what was it, red Wagner, and I'm not sure if it was an Emirates. I think it was an Emirates. They were teaming up against me, but as you guys can see here, he was trying to spin me out against the corner. He was trying, look, as best I was trying to pass him, he was trying to fucking look it, and right here, look it. You guys can see here, I was trolling with him. I was trolling with this guy, and I'm not sure if he. I think at this point he had left the lobby. You know, he had. I think it's somewhere in this around, or yeah, he left the lobby, as you guys can see here, just because he couldn't spin me out, and I was too better for him or whatever. But it just, I seen people teaming up against other people on racing, and it's no fun. As you guys can see here, this race was the most exciting race in I had in a long time, and Yeah, me and this other guy. Sorry about that. Me and this other guy, we ended up taking taking advantage of the race, and he was pretty good, and that's what gave me that kick. Because I haven't seen a race like that in years or whatever. So as you guys can see here, I'm at last, and look, I wait for a couple seconds to then for let it go, and that's what you're supposed to do when you spawn in the back. When you spawn in the back, let the be. Don't get the like one the three rub the engine, the two rub the engine, the one. No, when you're spawned in the back, most likely some idiot is gonna hold up, not press the gas, and make everybody spin out and crash and blah blah blah. And now you guys can see here, they like completely, you know, they they spin me out. But look, I managed to get up in the top five. Later on, you'll see here, and I'm using all my knowledge to get back into this race. And like I was saying, like if you spawn in the back, do not rush it. Do not like wait for everybody to pat gone or whatever, and then wait like a split second after that, and then you can go. Because that would happen. You see that little pile up that happened right there. That's gonna happen. That's gonna affect what placement and races you have. Like it's right here. Look, a lot of people were spinning me out in this race, and there's this other guy in a golden Kruger or whatever. He was good, but as you guys can see here, I barely. As you guys, I did a friendly spin out right there. That one takes a little bit more skill to master because you're not hitting them from the rear, or you're not hitting them from the front or whatever. And you guys saw that, right? I literally pulled right in front of you, right in beside him, and not even touched the steering wheel. He just like went, because I'm gonna tell you what happened right there. Pulled right behind him, right, and he was pulling against. He was trying to spin me out, and so what I did was I braked and let him. And I braked with the handbrake and slowed down such a good amount where if he were to spin me out, he wouldn't. I would be able to get back up and back into the race. And as you guys can see here, me and this guy, we were going at it. Guy in the golden Kruger. But yeah, like techniques like that, you have to kind of figure out ways to spin people out, because that guy was pissed. And you guys can see here, he was pissed because I I spin him out, but he didn't know how did I spin him out? You see that Kruger? Keep that Kruger, golden Kruger in mind. You know. So when it came to lap 2, it was just me and this Kruger, and he was a good you know, racer, and you know, it was just simple tricks like that's gonna help you make you a good racer. And like I said, well, in my opinion, like I said, the Kruger is the best car for racing. And yeah, it's a little bit wild, and it takes a while to figure out how to tame it. And but in reality, it's up to you guys. Whatever you feel comfortable driving. Um, but like I said, me and this guy, this Kruger guy, were literally neck and neck. He was passing me, I was passing him. I enjoyed it. Like I got second place, I think, towards the end of this race, but I enjoyed it because there was a challenge. And look at him. I used that to my advantage, and he was trying. I think it's somewhere behind me. I think he got behind me. He was trying. Look at right there. He was trying to spin me out. And look, I send them again against a barricade. He was trying to spin me out. That's why. That's why when towards the end of the race, the jump before the finish line, the last jump before the finish line, I think that's why he spin me out, because other than that, I would have won, you know. And he spin me out in midair because he was trying to spin me out, and he couldn't, like, again, look at that, he was trying to spin me out again and there, and look, he could not get to it. I was denying that right. And if you know how to spin people out and you know how to counter spin out, trust me, a lot of people are gonna not mess with you, and if they do, they're gonna regret it. But then again, you're gonna have to make a lot of enemies, so, you know, as right here, I kind of like messed up jump up because I kind of gave it too much to the right. But still, like, I was able to get behind him again. Look at, as you guys can see here, I took that corner pretty fast, and look, I was able to get back on first. And, you know, he was trying really hard. And if you're enjoying this video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below if you want to see a different, you know, different me going in depth on how to counter, how to do a tutorial on what ways to go in and stuff like that. But you guys can see there, he spin me out, and I managed to get back on whatever, and I finished, like I said, I think I finished second because the finish line was just around the corner. But you guys, if I had, you know, if I had a straight bottom, if I would, he wouldn't spin me out, I would have fucking won. But that's the only thing people like that know how to do. They're like, oh wait, I suck, I'm gonna spin you out, you know. And like I said, if you're like this video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. And like I said, I post anything and everything that I find interesting. And I'll catch you guys later. And you know, before I go, I want to thank you guys for supporting me the last 4 or 5 years that I've been out. And you know, I just want to thank you guys in general because you guys been there for me, and you guys stuck by my side. And this, I know this hard times, but you know, stay fresh, stay indoors, and all that. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.